All right. So welcome to the AI Weekend series of day 9, right? So in this session, we are going to have a talk on Copilot Studio. So what is Copilot Studio and how to create the agents by using a low code and no code without using a single code, and how to connect to the AI services like OpenAI services and other AI Foundry services, and how to deploy it on our own environment. So here I'm Jaisira SM. I'm a data analyst at Prudent Technologies and a Microsoft certified AI engineer and global AI bootcamp speaker. So let's dive into the session. So here we have the agenda. So first we will be, going to talk about this Microsoft Copilots and what are all the Copilots that we have, and what are all the usages of each Copilot, and what are all the use cases. And the second thing, what is AI Studio, which is currently calling it as a Foundry, AI Foundry, and what are all the model catalogs that we have, and what are all the prompt flows that we're going to configure our Copilots. And finally, we'll be having a demo on Copilot, like we'll be creating our own agents without using any coding, right? And at the last, we'll be having a Q&A session. So let's dive into the sessions. So here we have the Microsoft Copilots. These are all the Copilots that you know uh, enhancing the M365 ecosystem. So the first thing is that we have a security copilot. The security copilot, which majorly will be using it on the side of cybersecurity and to note down the threats, right? And we can uh, use some prompts to detect the adversaries. And second thing is Bing chat. So the Bing is an no, it's in search like Google and other things. Uh, so Bing is will be which was developed by Microsoft and which is in search engine. And besides, we'll be having a chat. So chat is nothing but it's also in virtual agent where we can do the AI powered searchings, right? And third thing, we have Microsoft 365 Copilot, and this 365 Copilot, uh, which was integrated in Microsoft 365 applications like PowerPoint, Excel, and Word, Microsoft Word, Outlook, and more, right? And so we can do the working on each and every applications by using AI. So if you wanted to do the documentations in Word, to build the research documents, you can use some prompts to develop the document. And if you wanted to mail someone, you don't know you know only about the context, but you don't know like how to frame the sentences and how to do the mail. You can ask Copilot to how to draft a mail for my boss to applying a leave, or you can chat with the client. We can have the following ups with the client processes, and we can request them to expedite the process, and so on. And the fourth thing is that Power Platform Copilot. So this Power Platform Copilot, which has been integrated. So this Power Platform Copilot, which was integrated in the Power applications and the Power Apps, Power Pages, and we have Power BI. So in Power BI, we can use to develop the DAX measures, and we can do some relationship between the tables, and we can do the modelings, data modelings, and we can do the frame the columns. We can add the columns, we can add the tables, we can create the relationship between the tables, more and more, right? And we can build the Power applications by using charts, right? You don't need to sit and type the complete coding, and you don't need to develop that. So you can develop your applications, you can develop your web applications, and whatnot. You can develop these much things by using the prompts, simple prompts. And the fifth thing is that Dynamic 365 Copilot. This Dynamic 365 Copilot, which primarily use it for uh, business purpose, right? So we can use it for the supply chain management and for the sales and what are all the principles that we are using it on the business. And primarily, the Dynamics 365 Copilot will be using it for business centrals. And last thing, we have the Windows Copilot, which is an OS Copilot, where we can use it and we can take a help of a Copilot assistance to install any type of the Windows that we are going to install. So this is the Copilot stack. So this Copilot stack, which where we can configure, we can use it by in Copilot Studio, the first at the top of, and these are the Copilots, which is similar to we can develop our own Copilots by using the Copilot Studio, and we have this Microsoft applications where we can integrate it, and after that, we can do the AI orchestrations. So these orchestrations where we can develop, where we can modify, where we can configure our Copilot, how to respond to the users, right? So this is the main component where we will be developing as an AI engineer to the Copilot. And we will be ingesting our data. Our data, it will be acting as a fuel to the Copilots, right? And the foundation models like GPT-4, GPT-4o Mini, 3.5 Turbo. So these are all the foundation models we'll be using for our copilots. And the fourth and last thing, these are all the things will be coming under the AI infrastructure. And on top of that, it will be stored on the Microsoft Cloud. And where this Microsoft Copilot and Microsoft, they are assuring that it's all under the AI safety and security. Azure AI Studio. So this Azure AI Studio, which is nothing but it's a unified platform for the non-tech and the tech background developers. And yeah, they have the data integrity, they have the data integrations, and the third, they have more number of models. They have more number of models like a GPT-3, GPT 3.5, GPT-4o, GPT-4o Mini, and the GPT-5 as of now. So these are all the things will be developed under the safe and the responsibility. They are guiding the AI developers to follow. These are all the standards that we need to follow by for using for developing this AI tools. And these are all the things that we will be maintaining. We'll be doing the prompt flow. We'll be using that LLM ops, and we'll be monitoring the model as well. So let's explore, build, evaluate, and deploy the AI responsibly, right? So the first thing, we'll be having the AI data and search. So let's see what is data and what are the things, what are the data that we can import from the different sources, right? So here we have this data, it's a fuel that powers the AI, right? So obviously these data can be imported, that can be integrated through structured and unstructured data. We have blob storage, we have Azure Data Lake, we have a Fabric of One Lake, and the local files. We can integrate the data from the S3 bucket and Azure AI Search as well. So here we have the listed out the data sources where we can integrate the data. And here, this vector search in AI, Azure AI search, where we'll be using it. So this powerful informations can be retrieved for the generative AI applications. So let's see. And here, this Azure AI search, where uses the hybrid mechanism, there they can integrate the semantic ranker. They can use the the vector search and the keyword search. So by using these combinations, we can have the accuracy at the high levels, right? So here you can see there they can fetch the real and the suitable keywords where the user types, and it will retrieve the complete document or the result from the data, right? So here we have the foundation models. So this foundation models where the Microsoft is providing model as a service. So latestly, like Azure OpenAI services models, they have introduced a GPT-4 Turbo, GPT-4o, GPT-401, and preview of GPT-4 Turbo with Vision, and the preview of DALL-E 3. And currently, they have launched GPT-5. So Azure Open AI Services, which has a GPT-4 Turbo with Vision, where they can enable the multimodal Gen AI videos, and they can generate the images and the text as well. And they can, we can unlock the new scenarios with the integrated Azure AI Vision support. And we have the augmented RAG pattern with image and Azure AI search. So here we have an Azure AI built on trust. So your data is your data. So this was the assurity given by Microsoft, and your data is not used to train the foundation AI models. And your data is protected by the most comprehensive enterprise compliance and the security controls. So here we are announcing that fine tune your Azure OpenAI models. You can use these models than to fine tune your models. You can utilize these models by using the API keys or the software development kits, which was provided by Microsoft environment. And here we have the Azure OpenAI. So these are all the listed out OpenAI services that provided by Azure. And the first thing we have the GPT-4 and GPT-4 Turbo 3.5, ChatGPT, and DALL-E, and where we can deploy and fine tune our own infrastructure. So which was curated by Azure AI. We'll be using Phi2, Falcon, Databricks Dolly V2, and stable diffusions and more. And we can use the Hugging Face to convert all the documents into embeddings. We can use the vector search. If you're using the vector search, we can use the Hugging Face models to convert all the text into embeddings. So here we are announcing that model as a service. So we are launching soon with Metal Llama 2, Mistral's premium models, G42s, J's, and Cohos commands, and ready to use the API with the pay-as-you-go services building based on the tokens for the LLMs, and integrate with your own favorite LLM tools like a Flow, Semantic Kernel, and LangChain. So if you are, hands-on with these three LLMs, where you can, create a complete curated chatbot, and where you can host it and you can fine-tune without, provisioning the GPUs. So these are all the barriers that Microsoft is taking a responsibility, where you don't need to have the GPUs. The CPU is more than enough to process all these things. So the model benchmarking. So this model benchmarking, where we can compare the GPT models performances, GPT models, the prices, and how it is charging for each and every prompts, and for each and every tokens, how much it is charging, right? So this model benchmarking will offer users has a comprehensive comparison view for the benchmarking metrics of foundation models in the model catalog. So this will allow the users the opportunity of a self-educate and make informed decisions about the sustainability of the models and the data sets, which was prior to the initiating any jobs. Safe and responsible AI. So as an AI engineer, as the AI application developers, we have some of the responsibles. So these are all the responsible principles that we need to, keep it on our mind while building the AI solutions, right? The first thing is that fairness. The first fairness, we while training any model, we should give the equal, responsible for each and every data set, right? So if you are training the a model to finding out or for the object detections, right? So you are just giving the model to classify the image for cat and dog, right? And you are giving the more number of data set for the cat and the less number of data set to the dog. So whenever you are giving any model, when you're giving any pictures to the model, it will find only to the cat. Why? Because you are just trained more number of images with the cat rather than comparing with the dog. You have trained more number of images with the cat, so that isn't bias. So which should be balanced. If you're giving training to the model for thousand of pictures to the cat and dog, it should be equal. And second thing, it's an reliability and safety. So it should be reliable. It should be protected. It should be it should not create any harmful to the the public or the users, right? And the privacy and security. So this privacy, it's nothing but we should not fetch any of the data from the customers or the users, where we should not, utilize any of their personal and the private data. And inclusiveness. So this inclusiveness, which is nothing but which should include all the people like deaf and dumb, the differently abled people, right? So the AI solution should be used by all. Say for example, MIT, it's an the university. You could have noticed that, you could have known that, right? In that university they have developed, uh, you know if you're going in a bike, if you're stuck in the traffic, and some of the people with the differently abled, they can be deaf, they could not hear the horn sound behind the vehicles, right? Behind their own vehicles. So for hearing their horn sound, they have implanted one mini bulb in their handlebar, right? So in the bike handlebar. So when there is an horn sound has been raised, the bulb will raised, bulb will getting brightened. So likewise, we should have the inclusiveness to create any of the applications. It should be used by every human, right? And the fifth thing is that transparency. So while doing the each and every development, it should be transparent. What are all the tools that we are using? What are all the technologies that we are using? What are all the tech stacks that we are using? And what are all the? It is not that prior, but it's a responsibility to disclose each and everything, because the user is believing us for consuming our product. And sixth thing is that accountability. So accountability is nothing but we should disclose each and every billings clearly, right? Billings and licensings, that these kind of stuffs will be coming under this accountability. So by packing off these six Azure AI principles, we can develop a robust and the strong enough of the solutions, AI solutions. Pioneering new engineering tools and practices. So the first thing we can evaluate and use the RAI dashboard. RAI is nothing but risk AI. So we can assess the risk, the groundedness and the relevance and the fluency and the coherence, and we can use the probability checking where where it is creating the more violence, and it should not uh, do some hatreds, and it should not be sexually abusing, and it should not self harm, right? So it should be get balanced. So where in Azure AI Foundry we can level up the the content safety, and the uh, we can assess the risk. So the last thing we have, it's full deployment and development lifecycle. And first thing we are going to see this prompt flow and LLM ops and model monitoring, how these model are performing, right? So this is prompt flow, and we can streamline the prompt orchestrations of the AI applications. So this prompt flow is nothing but when the user is asking certain questions, we are just training the model to respond accordingly, right? So here we'll be having a demo. Let's start with Copilot Studio. So here, once you enter into this Microsoft Copilot Studio, here you can see just exit it, and here you can see the sign in option just to do the sign in. And here we landed up. in the homepage of Copilot Studio. And here you can create the Copilot, which is in nothing but it's an AI chatbots, AI agents by on your own without using any coding complexities, right? So here we can create the Copilot by using this, clicking this icon. Here you can see the new agent. We can create our own agent. And if you scroll it down, you can see the templates. We can start with an agent template where you can raise up the website Q&A chatbot, voice chatbot, and the traveling agents, and the financial insights chatbot, and IT help desk, and weather chatbot, and a lot of stuffs, right? So here we will be creating a new chatbot where we can create the chatbot for the India tourism, right? So if you land it up right here, you can see, we can test your agent, which is nothing but it's a test pen of each and every agent. And here it is telling that, hello, I'm here to help you build an agent so you can get more done, right? So you can say something like provide best practices for project management or help my teammates on board, on to the new project. Do you like to make, right? So here we can describe it or else we can configure it, right? We can use the configurations. So let's say India tourism chatbot. And here we can describe, so this agent is especially helpful to guide the people for India tourism. Sounds good. And here you can see the instructions where we can describe what should be the agent, what the agent should be doing, right? So we will be giving the rules and regulations, right? We are requesting the chatbot not to disclose any of the publicly accessible websites, and not to harm any of the people, and to maintain the polite and professional tone. So not to the professional tone, we can make it an friendly tone, right? So we are requesting this chatbot, don't give any publicly accessible website. So don't give, it's not an appropriate word. Just provide. Replace with provide. Don't provide any publicly accessible websites, and make a friendly tone. Yeah, sounds good. And here, if you come down, you can see the knowledge base. So in this knowledge base, which is nothing but where you can provide the data, from the data, this Copilot Studio will use the retrieval augmented generation. So it will pull out the documents, pull out the data from that particular document alone, right? So we can add the sources. Here you can see the publicly accessible websites. So if we need to add this website, we need the public URL. So let's search it for India tourism. India tourism website. Yeah. Here we have the official website of India tourism. So getyourguide.com. And it's not, we will be having, yeah, this one, Ministry of Tourism. So we can use this public URL as a knowledge base. So we can ensure that from only this knowledge base, this data are getting fetched. So let's say to add the agents. So it's clear, right? And here we can give some suggested prompts to the users that what are all the things that user can be asked. So let's create it. So it's a guide, message, what are all the famous monuments are in India, right? And we can add some more prompts as well, right? Uh, let's try without the title. What are all the famous hotels to stay India? So let's try with these two, right? And yeah, it's more than enough. And here, what the thing is that you can add the logo to your own agent, right? So let's wait for a few more minutes to add this guide. And it's waiting for the title, I guess. So let's price this title, hotel stays. Yeah. So here we can say create to create our own Copilot. So here our Copilot is ready, right? It's taking some time for the loading. Say to reload. So here you can see the the pop-up message that it is saying hello, I am India Tourism Chatbot, a virtual agent, virtual assistant. Just so you are aware, I sometimes use AI to generate answer on to your questions. So which is not I feel it's it's not necessary, right? So what I can do is that I can go to the topics here, right? And it is starting over, right? And let's go to this path. Okay. So this is the conversation start where I can edit. Let's go to this. Oops, it's not working. One second. Yeah. So here, what we can do is that here, this is the complete phrase that it's getting popped up. So what I'm going to do is that, so this is the bot name that we are giving it on the variable string. And after this, these are all the things that is not appropriate to show it to the user or the customer, right? So which is an virtual agent. You can ask about the Indian tourism. So where we can save it. So it's a best practice to save each and every process, right? So it takes some time. And once it is done, we can refresh this. So here it got updated where the where it is saying that hello, I'm India tourism chatbot, a virtual assistant. You can ask about the India tourism, right? So after once it is done, we can add some more knowledge as a PDF, or it can be in a PPT, or it can be in a, SharePoint. So it can be in anything, right? So once it is done, we can upload each of any kind of a document, right? By using click to browse, and here you can it is listing out to select what are the documents that can be uploaded. It is showing we can upload even the text document, right? And the Excel sheets and whatnot, where it can use the RAG, RAG applications, retrieval augmented generation, to fetch each and every text which is suitable for the query, right? And here we have the advanced, connectors that we can connect with Snowflakes, Databricks, Gendisk, and Azure Databricks, and Oracle DB as well. So here, once it is done, yeah, it's got ready for the asking questions. So let's ask, what are all the famous monuments in India? So it is reviewing from the source and it is giving the answers. So where it is saying that India is home to numerous famous monuments that showcases its rich cultural heritage. Here are some of the notable ones. So the first thing is, denoting that Great Himalayan National Park, and Mahabodhi Temple, and the Manas Wildlife Sanctuary, and rock shelters of Bhimbetka, right? So these are all the monuments that is suggesting, and here you can see the reference where it took. So let's click to this. So it is taking to the URL that what we gave. So this is the URL that we gave as an knowledge base, right? So it's pretty cool. So like this, we can, create our own chatbot by using in a few click minutes, right, to your own business, or you can add it in your own web applications. So here you have these tools, right? So you can add up the tools to connect. We can use these connectors, to enhance our model performances. We can use the Excel online business and the dataverse, which where we can, storing it as on a DB, and we can connect through that, right? And the SharePoint and the planners and Office 365 users and the teams and more, right? And here we have the agents where we can use it for the workflow, right? So we can connect to the existing agent where we have already developed, or we can create our own agent, or we can use Microsoft Fabric, the data agents from the Microsoft Fabric. And here we have another option called topics, where you can develop the conversation flows, right? So here you can see how it should be started, right? So once you are greeting, right, by using hi, so it will generate, and will take some few more minutes, few more seconds to generate it. So here it is telling that, hello, how can I help you today? Right? So how it is fetching that? So let's say, so these are all the triggers, right? So these are all the triggers that we have, configured. We didn't configure, it's a default one. Once we are saying any hi, good morning, or these kind of keywords, it will trigger this word. So hello, how can I help you today? Right? And it will end all the topic, right? So if you want to continue the conversation, you can click and you can send up the message, how can I help you today? After that, we can send up the message like, do you want me to locate famous places in India? So just save it. So let's refresh it. So let's say, hi, to the chatbot. So it is saying that it's raising up another message along with hello, how can I help you? It is saying, do you want me to locate the famous places in India? So where we can do the orchestration. So we can develop if the user is saying yes, it should be directly going to the the website and it should return all the informations regarding to the the query, right? And we can develop the conversation. So we can specify, we can ask the user to specify what exactly you need what the places that you wanted to visit, right? And so that we can develop the conversations according to that. And once it is done, we can use the channels to deploy the, we can deploy it on our own demo websites, and we can use it on the web application. We can deploy it on our chat, WhatsApp, and Telegram, and whatnot. We have so many connectors to, get engaged with the customers, and we can use it for the customer engagement hub, right? So these are all the things that we can keep online, and we can track our user and the customers as well in the real-time business. So here we can do the demo website. We can deploy it on the demo website. So which is saying that this channel is turned off because of the authentication settings. So let's go to the settings, right? And we can configure it. So here you can see the settings. We can click, and here you can see the skills. Skills. Here you can see the security. So here you can see the authentication where it is telling that authenticate with Microsoft. So I'm just going to tell it's to be publicly available in any of the channels. So let's save it. We can get into the channels. We can do the demo. So once it is done, you can see the share your website URL where you can copy it and you can paste it on the search box. It will take you to the web application. For due to the tokenizations, it is not working, but you can develop in your own application, right? So let's go and how we can see that how we can deploy it on our own web application. So if you click onto the web application, you can see the iframe link, iframe, the code where you can completely copy that and you can paste it on your own application code, right? It can be in HTML, it can be in the CSS. So in the next session, we can see that how we can use this Copilot Studio in our own application, right? We can go through the code by using the HTML code and CSS code so that we can have the real-time experience that how we can integrate this Copilot in our own application, right? So that's all for today. If you have any doubts, just you can raise up your hands and shoot the questions. All right, sounds good. Let me take it as now. So here we are maintaining the WhatsApp channel where we can where we'll be having daily conversations with the techies, and we'll be posting the technological stuffs daily by daily. So for connecting the daily stuffs for the technologies and for the updating for getting updated in the technological ecosystem, just don't forget to subscribe JAI Learn and follow the WhatsApp channel link to get engaged with us, right? So thanks for joining us. Let's see you on the next session.